This is a Fonzie Studio podcast. Welcome to Tales from the First Nations. I'm Jay Idle, and every week I'll share with you a tale and ancient wisdom of the native tribes of North America. I'll be joined by my cats, Dawa and Fonzie, who will undoubtedly make their presence known at some point, so I might as well just list them as co-hosts. We hope you'll enjoy the tales and wisdom, raise your vibration, and enrich your life with us every week. Greetings, friends, and welcome to the second episode of Tales from the First Nations podcast. I'm your host, Jay Idle, and I'm honored that you've chosen to join me again today. Today's story is another special story for me because I love animals. Growing up, my family had a small farm. We had a few animals, and even though I live in a city now, I still have two cats. They're both rescue animals. I got Dawa 5 years ago. He is a British Blue. His mother was abandoned, and my friend found her pregnant, so I adopted him. It's kind of a funny story because she said, which one do you want? And she sent me a few pictures, and I knew I wanted a male cat. I found that males tend to be friendlier. And I said, I'll take this one, though. And I sent her the picture of the one I wanted. And it was funny because in all of the litter, he was the only male. So, nailed it. Yeah. His name is Dawa, and it's Tibetan for moon. His hobbies include destroying everything he can get his claws into and knocking things on the floor. He loves it. Brings him joy, bliss. That's what he's all about. And then there's Fonzie. He's a 3-year-old silver-shaded Persian that I found outside when he was just 5 months old. It was really sad. It was December of 2021, and it was really cold outside. Well, he had frostbite on the bottoms of all 4 paws and on his tail, and he had a weird fungus on his skin. So they had to shave him. He had to go in for baths twice a week. Took 3 months to get rid of the fungus. But as his name implies, he is the coolest guy in the world, and I'm very lucky to have him. He got me through COVID lockdowns in 2022. He got me writing again. I'm doing these podcasts. He's brought the best out of me, and I owe that to the Fonz, my cool little buddy. So, as an animal lover, this story really connects with me, and it's important. And that's why I want to share it to you. You see, a lot of First Nation stories center around animals, and this really makes sense because they were one with and connected to the natural world around them. Now, today, we're plugging into the internet like it's our lifeblood, while our ancestors all over the world were connected to nature, the natural world, because that really is our lifeblood. Knowing which animals were predators and which ones were easy prey, knowing which berries were safe to eat, knowing which berries would kill you, these were the skills that kept our ancestors alive, and skills that many of us have long forgotten. Drop me off in the forest on a Monday, come pick me up Thursday, and I don't know if I'll still be doing okay out there. But the people of the First Nations, they felt a kinship with animals, and all the animals within their orbit were part of the circle of their lives. They shared the land together, and everything that one did affected the other. The land was gifted to them by the Great Spirit, Wakantanka. I think I pronounced that right. And it was given for them to care for it and live off of it. So we're going to talk about many of the animals over the coming weeks and the relationships that they held with the tribes. But today I wanted to share a legend from the Carcross-Tagish people about Game Mother. The Carcross-Tagish people are native to the Canadian Yukon Territory. Unfortunately, they were the ones who actually made the gold discovery, which led to the Klondike Gold Rush. I say unfortunately because it did lead to a lot of displacement and marginalization of the tribe during the chaos that followed. Today they're still very connected to the land where they live, working hard to promote environmental protection and cultivating a healthy relationship with Mother Earth. As with any oral tradition, there are various versions of the story. So today we're going to look at the version as told to Janet Lee by Elder Clara Schinkel. This is the story of Game Mother and how animals came to be. Game Mother was a woman. She lived in this place that we now call the Yukon, near Lake Bennett, amongst the mountains. She lived here with her husband and brothers. One spring, Game Mother was about to give birth to all of the animals. Her husband and brothers were to go to the coast, but she didn't want to go. She was getting big and tired and stayed in a camp that they had made for her. She stayed there alone, waiting, and knowing that soon she would have a very important job to do in giving birth to all the animals of the world. First thing you know, Moose was born. Moose came out all right, but he had grizzly bear teeth. So she called it back and took the teeth out. Then she showed him how to eat willow. Caribou came next, and she told him to lose his horns once in a while and showed him how to eat moss. Then came Grizzly Bear with his great strength and need for sleep. Then Wolf, who travels alone and is a great hunter. Beaver, with his beautiful coat and teeth that never stop growing, came next, and so came all the animals which live in this place. They all came from Game Mother. With each one, she would teach them what to eat, how to live, and how to behave. And the animals all stayed around in this place with Game Mother. Game Mother wanted all the animals to live across the land, so she told them she was going. She made a giant hammock and hung it from the 4 mountaintops here in this special place where all animals came to be. The hammock had 4 strings, one tied to each mountain: Montana, Gray, Caribou, and Nares Mountains. She invited all the animals onto the hammock, and they danced and sang to each other and had a great celebration. Game Mother had taught them all they needed to know to live. She told them it was time for them to move across the land and to look after themselves. And so all the animals moved across this land and live amongst us now. They fly across our skies. They walk and crawl across our land. They even swim in our lakes, rivers, streams, and oceans. The children of Game Mother fill our world, and we should care for them as Game Mother would, for they are our brothers and sisters on their own journeys in this world. I give thanks to you for joining me on my journey and on this podcast. For more great stories and legends, check out the Jaguar Bird channel on YouTube. There's a lot of wonderful content there. And of course, join me next week for another story here on Tales from the First Nations. I'm Jay Idle, and I'll talk to you next time. Music for the opening and closing of this podcast are presented by my dear friend Scott Brocklesby, and our podcast image was provided by Mark Lawton. We'll see you next time. All right, that's it. How'd we do, Dawa?
Awesome.
Phones? Excellent. Then I'll share it.